and welcome to the Lizzy Show. Today I want to talk about why people are no longer loyal to their jobs. Why they feel no more sense of purpose or drive at their job, in their career anymore. Maybe you are keeping this silent within yourself and you feel like there's no other people who understand. I understand. You're a hard worker, a dependable worker, a good worker. You take pride in what you do. But why do you feel a sense of emptiness, a void? You're angry. You've never been angry before. Burnt out, ready to leave. You're constantly searching for not something better, but for feeling better. You want to feel better. You want to feel appreciated. Now, I'm going to tell you why I think there is no longer any loyalty to the place that we work. Now, there's many different places we could work. I'm going to focus on the medical establishment first. But depending on where you work, you could be a teacher, this could be true, a waitress, a server, you could be a delivery driver, you can be an EMT, well, that's also medical, a police officer, a fireman. There's so many different jobs. The point is that when you do a job for such a long amount of time, and the days bleed into each other, into weeks, and there is zero understanding of your job and how much effort it takes, that's the first reason we lose loyalty and we are angry. Because the days roll on into weeks, into months, into years, and at some point we wake up and we go, where's our acknowledgement of what we do? Nobody even understands what you do. They just see numbers, because everything is just these numbers. It's not the effort of the job, how it's different every time you're with a different person, or a different route, or a different case, or a different student, or a different patient. No one is acknowledging you. Now, some people might say they don't need to be acknowledged. They don't need it. They don't require it. I'm going to challenge you and say that every soul and every person, whether you may think you want it or desire it, deserves and needs and should have some type of acknowledgement and appreciation, period, the end. No. You shouldn't only get an email and a phone call when there's a complaint. No. Because what that will do is it will take all the good things that you have done and basically add up to nothing, because the only thing you're hearing is bad things, complaints. Where's my compliment? Where's my thank you for being dependable, reliable, showing up to work? We need to have some kind of lives where we're appreciated. You may tell me you don't need it. You do need it. We all need it. We need to be appreciated. You need to know what our job is. Now, if you have a boss who doesn't know your job, that should be one inclination of what the problem is and why there's no appreciation. Maybe they need to spend a day with you and do your job and understand why your job is so taxing, so hard, so draining, right? Because if you have a supervisor, a boss, or a manager who doesn't do what you do, they can't understand the strain, the mental, the physical, and how every day is not going to be the best day for you. There's going to be some days where you're high energy, and other days where you're drained. And you need, whether you're in a good mood or great mood, high energy, low energy, you always need that constant reassurance that you're doing a good job. You're doing a great job. You're doing the best you can, and I see it. That's number one. That's a long number one. Number two, when they take what you do for granted, whether you're blue collar, white collar, whatever collar you are or are not wearing, they're taking what you do for granted. How does that make you feel? Doesn't make you feel good. They don't understand what it takes to do your job. I'll tell you what I do as a cardiac sonographer. I'm dealing with all kinds of patients, all types of body habituses. I'm in the emergency room. I'm in the ICU. I'm traveling. I'm doing inpatients, outpatients. At some point, you're physically hurting. Physically. Yesterday, my forearm and my hand went numb. Does anyone check up on me? Does anyone care? Does anyone call and say, hey, Liz, how you doing? Is there anything we can do for you? Do you need a bag of peas, a bag of ice? No. So zero communication, zero appreciation. They don't understand your job, so they take it for granted. So it's very important that they understand your job. Not always going to happen, but this is the thoughts that I have that I'm sharing with you. Why people are no longer loyal to their employers is that, and this kind of goes with what I said earlier, there's no valuing what you do. So they take what you do for granted, and then they don't value what you do. They make you feel like you're replaceable. No one should feel like they're replaceable. Like they're just a meat suit with a heartbeat doing a job. Because that takes something from your soul. All right, maybe deep down we know that someone else can take our job, but should we be really made to feel like we're replaceable? No. We should be made to feel like what we do and the spark we put into the job matters. Whether you're driving a truck, or you're a teacher, or you're a doctor, or you're a nurse, or you're an ultrasound tech, or cardiac tech, a mailman, a dialysis tech. I mean, there's so many jobs. Why are we all meant to feel like nobody matters, we're all replaceable, who cares? This who cares mentality is killing our spirit and killing our soul. Next, we need to have fun. You spend your whole life at work. Forget about a percentage. It's pretty much your whole life. Where's the fun? Where's the laughter? Why am I being reported for laughing? Seriously? I mean, I hear more laughter if I worked at a funeral home. As a matter of fact, that sounds like a good job. You know what? A change of pace. But what I'm saying is that when you have a job where you're able to laugh, then that adds to your essence and adds to your day and adds to your weeks and adds to your years and adds to your essence. You need to laugh. There needs to be joy. Why are our working environments, unless you're a postal worker or a driver, so gray and dark? Why is it that whenever you walk into a children's hospital specifically, you notice how colorful it is, how joyful it is, how they really put in effort to make the surrounding areas and the walls beautiful and entertaining and cheerful? Why is it as soon as you become an adult, it's bleak, it's gray, it's beige? There's no more fun and spunk. We need to put the fun and the spunk into our lives. We need to start creating our work environments the same way we make children's hospitals inviting, because we want the children to survive. What about the adults? Do you want the adults to survive? Do you care about us at all? Is our laughter and happiness just no longer valued? I guess not. Because once you reach a certain age, no one cares if you're laughing, smiling, having a good time. Goofing off is not allowed. Unbelievable. So let's start taking the same idea that we do with children's hospitals and implementing it into our adults' lives, so we live the rest of it with some color and some joy and some laughter. Next, no adjustments. So people have no loyalty to their jobs because nobody's adjusting. They're not listening to you, seeing how they can make your life easier, your day easier, so that you're not burnt out, your body's not burnt out, your brain's not burnt out. Your spirit is not hollow and void, right? Because you're the machine, the organic machine, doing the job every single day. And you're not the same person every single day. Your energies will dip. Some days you'll have high energy, some days you'll have low energy. And sometimes when you're low energy, you still have to work at the high energy level. The point is that there needs to be some adjustments for you so that you can do your job at the best and the most highly appreciated level, so that you give the best service in any capacity. Whether it's at a dentist office, an orthopedic, you're serving food, everything needs to be done in a way where it's adjustable to the employee so that they're giving the best service to the public. Because it's like a chain link. If you take the love out of the business, whatever it is, it fails. That's my opinion. What do you think? Next. The biggest thing for me is that when you feel like nobody understands you and there is zero attempts to seriously say, I understand where you're coming from, you start to just go home and say, who can I talk to who's going to understand me? It should be the people that work with you or who are above you in a sense, your bosses and your managers, because your bosses and your managers are there to make sure that you stay. They want you to stay, right? So if there's no understanding of how you feel, because we're just feeling beings, we leave because of the way we feel. If you're the kind of person who doesn't need validation, appreciation, you don't need to be valued, you don't need any adjustments, you can work like a robot, you don't need empathy, you don't need any communication, you don't care if they care how hard your work is, then this video is not for you. But if you like some kind of communication, not micromanaged, you don't want to be micromanaged, but it's nice that someone acknowledges your existence and what you do. Communication. Acknowledging your work. It includes the work that you do every single day. Every single day, you're there. I mean, look, no matter what, you show up. No matter what, you show up, you're there. You care. We have to work. There's no other way around it. You and I, we're not going to live in tents. We're not living off grid. And even if we did, that costs money too. So don't take my job and my effort for granted, because if you do, people leave. So this is actually a video for the bosses and the managers. You need to appreciate the people who show up and do the work, because if they're feeling unappreciated, not valued, you don't empathize with the way they feel, you can't make adjustments so that they can work in a more productive environment, you can't make the work area more enjoyable to look at, like maybe get a picture on the wall that's not, from 1968, something that's not just a bland picture of a flower on the wall. Can we make work, I don't want to say great again, but better? Is it the times we're living in? Has everyone just become cold? I don't know, but everyone seems to feel like they don't want to work anymore, and it shouldn't be that way, because all entities in life have a job and do the job. It's because we're not being fed what we need to be fed emotionally, because we are emotional beings. We are not robots. We feel. We react to how we feel. We get burnt out. We get upset with other people who have different worth ethics than us. All these things need to be sorted out, but it has to be done in a way that is fair. Otherwise, people leave. They're not loyal. There's no more loyalty. So how do we get loyalty back? I already told you. So refer back to what I just said. But if you're not loyal to me, I'm not going to be loyal to you. And I'm talking about work. Are you loyal to me? Are you going to stand up for me? Do you have my back? Do you stand by my good and hard-working past, as you would call it? What do you call it? Everyone has a reputation. Are you standing by my reputation, right? It's like you work so hard to build a good reputation, and all it takes is a comment about you walking too fast, or talking too loud, or laughing too loud. Absurd. Absurd. When you have some people just living off the government doing nothing, where's my appreciation? So truly, really, can you appreciate the people who put some effort in? Please, bosses, managers, supervisors, because we have all just had enough. We're tired, we're exhausted, and that's a natural part of life. It's natural to feel exhausted, but if you could just give us some crumbs, for God's sakes, of appreciation. So what do you think? Are we gonna start being loyal to our employers if they are better to us? Or are we all just going to keep job hopping until we find the right place, the magical place like the Wizard of Oz, that's going to be that shining, bright star of a job that's going to give us what we desire? Or do we just suck it up, become like robots, become cold, don't feel anymore, just become cold like a robot, and then just wait till you get home and enjoy your 4 hours and then go back to work? That's absurd because your whole life is at work. Why no one's loyal at work anymore? So, how about you? Do you like where you work? Do they acknowledge you at work? Do they pay attention to you at work? Listen, I'm not talking about micromanagement. I'm talking about they see what you do and they thank you for it. We all gotta get paid. There's no way around it. It's all about maintaining what we have, maintaining our home, maintaining our food, maintaining our bills, maintaining all the maintenance stuff. All right, I'll see you tomorrow for the next video. The topic will be determined then. You all have a great day. And don't quit your job till you find another job, okay? All right. Talk to you tomorrow. Adios, muchachos.